Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day. We're getting a little bit spoilt here. We're just en route to Penzance to work with Whole Again Communities and Volunteer Cornwall to do another much needed humanitarian run with food and different things. So we thought we'd take this opportunity, or I thought we'd take this opportunity to talk about one of the projects that we've got running in the background. Most people haven't heard a lot about Off Street. We launched it about a year ago. We actually got a bit caught up with other things and it didn't really get off the ground, but we've got the time to think about what we're going to do. Just to explain a few little bits on it. Off Street it came about with myself, Rebuild Southwest, Laura from Chaos, Whole Again Communities and Street Food Project in Penzance all coming together and realising there's a real need for obviously getting people off the street who are rough sleeping, who are coming out of detox or rehab and they've got nowhere to go. And is there any other solutions to the problem that is not just mainstream housing? So we went to visit people in Bristol. Brilliant project up there, converting shipping containers for homeless people. They've also got double-decker buses, which obviously homeless people that need it. And we went into Wales. We had a look at some guys that were building pods, which were to deal with the emergency overnight shelters. All of it was brilliant. We came back, we put a few ideas together and we've come up with Off Street. So basically Off Street, just to explain the whole big picture, it's a journey. It's not just one thing. It's not just a shipping container that's got a bed in it. It's not just a trailer that's been converted. It's not just an empty home. It's the combination of all of them. So we see, every day we do our business, we see people that need housing. They might need emergency accommodation just for an overnight shelter. They might need something a little bit long term that's semi-supported, or they might need a long term forever house, which could be an empty home. So the journey itself is basically, we're going to talk about trailer pods, which we've got here, which I'll talk through in a minute. We're going to talk about modules or converted containers, or even the new modules that we're dealing with, and we're going to go into ultimately empty homes. Rebuild Southwest is all about empty homes. It was started by myself and another guy, came out of the military. Empty homes, there's too many of them, there's too many people homeless, and there's too many people need training. We can train people converting a container, or converting a trailer, or converting an empty home, which will give them skills to carry on for the rest of their lives, yeah? As well as producing a house, and as well as bringing an old disused house into use. All of it works. Trust us, it works. We do it all the time. So Off Street itself, what groups do we get? Well, we work with ex-offenders, we work with ex-military, we work with guys coming out of detox, ex-addicts, we work with young people coming from school that maybe have dropped out mainstream education, that just need a little bit of a hand. Off Street itself, the main part would be, in an ideal world, it would be a bit of disused land in the edge of any town, Penzance, Camborne, Hale, and we put a few modules. We'd have a supported area in the middle and we'd put our base on there. This will be moved down there and we would be there. We would have a presence. So most of the reason that people will either re-offend or they'll go backwards when they've come out of rehab and they'll start reusing, re-drinking. Everybody goes backwards, not just because they haven't got a house, because they're bored. So we would tie this in. So the whole thing is all about keeping people entertained, keeping people occupied is probably the better word, and basically training people. We wouldn't just dump people in a load of containers that have been converted and walk away. We would be here, we would be picking these people up, we'd be taking them off and we'd be renovating the houses. They would probably move into the houses and then you'd free up areas here and you'd move more people in it. There is no reason in this day and age why people should be sleeping in shop doorways. There's no reason there should be in a tent in a park. It's just wrong, yeah? And it's easy to fix. Just help us out, watch what we're doing, think about this. The first part of the project, as I said, it's not just, the project is a journey. So first thing is the trailer pods. Why do we need trailer pods? Basically, this is the emergency accommodation. This is potentially no more than 3 nights. Somebody that's sleeping rough, might be cold, might be suffering with the elements. They need a bed for the night. At the moment, we live in Cornwall, guys. Some of you might have noticed everything's a little bit more spaced out than it normally is, yeah? Than normal towns, normal cities. We could be taking this trailer to Pendeen or Sennen or somewhere, wherever the need is. Otherwise, what's happening now is somebody's found and they're sleeping rough and they're in the middle of the night and they need something, they're having to be moved in a taxi or a police car or some authority of some way and get to the accommodation. We can take the accommodation to them. What is a trailer pod? It's exactly the same. Basically, somewhere that's secure, somewhere that's dry, and somewhere that's comfortable for somebody to stay. There's a bed in here, there's a cassette toilet we fitted, it's insulated, it's warm, we've got a solar panel on the roof that can charge your phone in case they need to call for help. But the main part is that we can actually engage with them, and the next morning we can come down and can see what they need, and we can bring them into the support that we've got working with us. So this is the first part: trailer pod, emergency accommodation, and it's mobile. Okay, what we've got now is the next stage, which is the modules. The modules takes two different forms. First one is a converted shipping container. Second one is a modular house, which we'll talk about in a second. Why have we got modules? Well, it could be going from the emergency side to something a little bit more stable. There is a massive need, guys, for people that have gone from supported accommodation into mainstream housing. They're not ready for mainstream housing. They don't want mainstream housing yet. They might do one day. They might not do one day, but at the moment they need semi-supported accommodation. That's what Off Street's all about. So this area here that we've talked about, you've got a communal hub in the middle, you've got the containers or the modules all the way around, and they're there to support each other. We've got support services as part of the projects that we deal with that can come in and deal with every single specialist need that people need. So what we've got a converted container. What is a shipping container? Brand new shipping container. It's had one journey at sea and we've converted it. Very easy to convert. Solid because it's made of steel and it's got everything that you need. We've converted it into one bedroom or a bed sit size because, like we said, it's a medium use in the whole project. We deliberately haven't put a kitchen in, but we could have done because we want people to support each other. And we've put an ensuite or a toilet and a shower in there, so people will have independence, but they'll also have that support. This is brilliant. It's insulated, it's warm, it's dry, and it's going on from the second stage of the Off Street journey. So we talked about the trailers, we talked about the containers. This is modular house. This is instead of or as well as a container. Not a lot of people like containers. Don't know why. You can do anything with them. You can convert them to any size, shape, use that you want. Some people have still got stigma about containers. This is a modular house, galvanized steel modular house. We can make these any size, any shape, any height, any bedrooms that we want. This is 3 meters by 3 meters, standard garden room size, standard bedroom, double bedroom size. We can add 2 to these. We can make it twice the size. We can make this into what we've made the container into. The difference being we can clad it with what we want, we can make it look like what we want, and we can do anything with it. This is just an alternative. It's still the second stage of the Off Street journey, but it's an alternative. Okay, back to where we started, back to the drawing board. So the last bit of the jigsaw, if you like, or the last bit of the Off Street journey is empty homes. Anyone that knows me, anyone that knows why I set up Rebuild Southwest in the first place, one of the elements was empty homes. The other one was homelessness, and the other one was training people. This does it all. The social impact from renovating or converting one empty home is huge. The amount of people you can train, the amount of people that you can house, and the fact that you're using something that already exists and you're not having to build new. Empty homes are owned by people that have maybe inherited them and they haven't got the money to convert them. We've got the money, we can put it forward, providing we can put people in it, rent it, get our money back. It's not an issue. Housing associations own empty homes. We need to get hold of them, we need to lease them, we need to just start bringing things back into use. We can train, we can house people. So where does it fit into the Off Street project? These people here that have been in the brilliantly converted containers or the new modular homes, they might now be ready for non-supported accommodation. They've come from fully supported to semi-supported. They might be ready for mainstream housing, in which case we start putting them in the empty homes. We turn up in the morning, we fill the van with tools, we pick up a couple of the guys and we go off and we renovate them. Those guys then move into those houses, yeah? So we're starting to bring houses back into use, we're starting to give people independence, and we're freeing up this area here. So the whole project that we've talked about, the whole Off Street journey, in my mind, it works. If it doesn't work in your mind, please tell us why, and we can change it, we can twist it, we can tweak it, we can do whatever we need to do. That's Off Street. I'm not going to take any more of your time up. I know everybody's really busy at the moment. You can follow us, Rebuild Southwest. We've got a Facebook page, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on WhatsApp, we're on all of those things that I don't quite understand, but somebody runs for me, which is great. And look out for the off-street thing. If you've got any ideas, how wacky it is, I don't really care. You think that we don't do off-piste? We're converting shipping containers, modular housing, trailers into beds. We do off-piste. Just give us some ideas, comment, do what you need to do. Thanks.